Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. It is your girl T Grow, Tracy, Adrienne, and Denise, and we are
Wife Life Tribe, doing life as wives and friends.
Hey, ladies.
Hey. Happy Wife Life Tribe Day.
Right.
Hey. I like that. I like that a lot. Put that on the t-shirt. So y'all know it's a whole lot of stuff going on in the wife community or the non-wife, community.
I know. Relationship community.
Gotta talk about it.
My tea ready.
Got mine too, girl. Denise, you got your tea?
You see, I got a big glass.
We're going to talk about Keke. She already know we're going to have to talk about Keke because that is very, very interesting. It's an interesting topic. I know everybody has an opinion. It's like a butthole. Everybody got one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Even the people who are like on social media criticizing the fact that everybody has an opinion. It's like, this is what social media is for.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all mad that people are discussing it, even debating it? Like,
I think it's a good opportunity to have those conversations with your significant other because we may assume that they are comfortable with certain things, and then we find out at the wrong time that they're not. So I think it definitely opens the door to communicate with your spouse or significant other about how they feel about certain things. But yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly because I try my best not to do anything out of order, but there are times when my sister even takes me like too much. Too much. Oh yes, I do work at a school, don't it? Okay, my bad.
I think that's the benefit of like even with just us, like you said with your sister, but within our friend group, while we're all in the same age group, we got different personalities. Some of us lean more towards each other. We have different age ranges as far as relationship age. So whereas some of us are true vets, in the marriage game, the newest newlywed to, just in a relationship or just talking. So you got a lot of different mixes where we can bring our perspectives together. And kind of like you said, like sometimes be like, hold on, before you do that, or bring it back.
That is the truth.
So,
because we check each other all the time, but
yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where we should start. I don't even know how we should begin this. Should we start with him? Should we start with her? Or should we talk about Usher? Like, I don't know what we should do.
Like, I'm just here doing my job, entertaining the people. It's a part of the brand. It's a part of the show.
This is what he does.
Right. That part, because if you've been on social media, you've seen him pull up different celebrities and do this type of thing. So the fact that you take offense, it's like, wait a minute, if he didn't just do this to her, what did I see? Taraji?
Taraji. He performed with Jasmine Sullivan recently, and kind of did the same thing he does in the show. Issa Rae, who's a newlywed.
Yes.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it's part of that entertainment business, and it's like you gotta take a step back, but then it also opens the door to, do you have some insecurities you need to address? Yeah.
And what part of your relationship? Because different strokes for different folks. What
that's true.
My spouse may be cool with, your spouse might be like, not over here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So Keke, do you love me?
I do want to address that I did have an issue with attire and issues with my husband. He felt like when I would go out with you guys, my friends, when we were kicking it, that sometimes I would try out and be a little bit more bolder in my outfits. Whereas with him, he thought I was being way too conservative. And I was like, say less, babe. And I was like, wow. I said, you ready to go? He was like, if you comfortable. I was like, okay. I said, you good? You're good. So
I love that.
just communicate, I guess, because I was confused.
So let's catch the people up just in case there are one or two people who has maybe not been in the social media world and are not aware. So last weekend, maybe earlier during the week, I don't know when it was. It's been within the last week. Keke Palmer went to the ever so popular Usher show in Vegas, which I desperately want to go. Usher has been my boo, pun intended, since high school. But you know, everybody's going. All the celebrities are real hype about going to his show. Some have been multiple times. And Miss Keke, a new mom, got dressed up with her girls. It looks like they had a girls' night out to go to the show. And unlike, I mean, she's been dressing very, very sexy, like really celebrating her curves and her new confidence since she's become a mom. And so she had on this, looked like to me like a one-piece bodysuit and a sheer like dress. And after some videos were posted well, let me back up. She got pulled on the stage by Usher, and he sung to her. You know, she hugged his neck, and they did a little kind of, not even a two-step. You know, they kind of rocked the boat a little bit while he was singing to her.
That was more of a 1-2, not a two-step.
yeah, 1-2 little sway. You know, ride the boat. Right, you know, she was just feeling it. You know, she even sung a few little lines. You know, to finish the line for him.
She did very well.
She did. Yeah, she did.
Not embarrassing.
Well. I agree. But baby daddy was not pleased when he saw the video posted online, and he fired off several tweets expressing his dismay about the situation. I think one of the comments that he made that probably got the most attention was he said something along the lines of, "It's the outfit though, you a mom or you somebody's mom," something to that nature. So that's what we're talking about. So let's dive in. I think we should start with, I guess, our take on it. Is that a good place? We can start on our take on the situation. Are we team baby dad? Are we team Keke Palmer, and
why? Okay, well, I'm team Keke Palmer because I am. No. I'm team Keke because I am a mom. And I feel like if you have a problem with me, dad, with something that I've done, you should come to me.
Yes, don't take the social.
Feel like, I'm not 100% sure, I could be wrong. I feel like other people posted the video, right? They took the video of Usher and Keke, not that Keke was up there videotaping herself and then posting it. So you know I'm a celebrity and you're dating a celebrity. I'm going to be out there no matter what I have on, no matter where I am, I'm going to be out there. And people are going to put me on stage because she's a cute girl too, you know? Regardless of whether she's a mom, she had on an outfit that I have a very similar one. And I've been a mama for 15 years. I ain't getting on nobody's stage no more. I mean, wait. I ain't getting on nobody's stage, but I do feel like he went too far. If he had a problem with what she had on, he should have texted her and said, "Hey, babe, this video is going viral. I think you should address it," or something. Allow her to address the masses. And that, you know, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you, Tracy, in that. And you have to be careful because you have those people out there that are looking to pick a fight and find a reason to get you in an uproar. You know, it's a lot of questions. To me, I'm Keke all day. Because as a mom, that doesn't mean you can't tap into who you are and still embrace the way you dress. Sometimes, and I don't think men understand that as women, when we have children, we are already self-conscious about our body. And for her to get out there and be like, "This is me," and sometimes it takes us dressing up and getting cute to feel like we're beautiful. Not to say that he's not telling her that, but sometimes it takes a little bit more to get us there. But I definitely feel like you said, Tracy, he should have had a conversation with her in private and not put that on social media. And a lot of times we get up in our feelings, because I know it's a lot of times I have to say backspace. We have to remember, you don't want to put it out there like that, because that's all it takes, and they're going to take it and they're going to run with it. And that's pretty much what has happened. And it's like, how do you rectify that? Because then again, social media is going to come back and say, well, you this and you that, because if I was da 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 da. So it just opens the door to a whole lot of extra that could be unnecessary if you just had approached it the right way between you and her, in my opinion.
Denise?
I am going to say that I have researched all that I can on this matter, because I was late on the tea. But when I first saw the Keke, I was like, oh, she's out with the girls. And then I was like, okay. But then I watched the show before I read the text. I was like, he did what? I said, oh no. I said, I would have been like this. If you ever in your lifetime put my business out in the streets like that ever again. Because I am a person that if anything's going to go wrong, it is when you bring everybody else into it. I don't even tell my mama about the issues I have with my husband. Because one thing I know, my mother, and she's going to always say, I told you. And then I'm going to have to go there. But anyway, yeah. And now, not only that, is that he has a look on himself that, oh, you're a non-celebrity with a celebrity girlfriend, not wife. And you are not going to tell girlfriend, because you can have any baby mama you want. You got a celebrity girlfriend. And might I add, Keke, you better sign them papers if you're going to keep this up. Okay, anyway. Because I don't even know the boy. But now that we know that you have a voice, sir, and you want to put it out there like that, we have all of our opinions on you. And now we got to think about how Keke's going to handle this situation. And now we got to think about how we feel that she should handle this situation. You have brought everybody into your whole relationship. It's going to, what is that like? Relationships are already hard already. Don't make them worse. So yeah, I have been really excited. I even looked at other people's opinions on this. Might ask that lady who's always used to be on the internet with her bonnet on, but now she's coming out of herself and she's got her hair cut and she's all fine now. I can't think of her name, but ladies and gentlemen, she's also got an opinion. Please go ahead and check her out. She is yeah, Keke. I am pro Keke. Sir, if you have an issue, please call me so we can discuss it amongst ourselves. And then we can go from there. Right now, your whole relationship is like on a thin string of hair. And just any little wobble is going to cause y'all to not even have a discussion no more. Not even a discussion. Not picking up your texts, not picking up your cell phone, nothing. So, yeah. And that's just me coming from my personal already issues with this whole dress thing with my own relationship. If you had ever send a message to all of you guys as a whole group talking about, why did y'all let your friend do this? He would have been ate up. So that's it. And break.
I agree with all of you, of course. I am also Team Keke. I like y'all. I think that his delivery was definitely wrong. I think coming off of the wedding, of course, even leading up to it, like I guess the one piece of advice that we've gotten from the most people is keep folks out your business. Mm-hmm. Keep folks out of your business, because once you get a lot of different opinions, different perspectives, it only complicates things worse. And then it becomes kind of a competition between you and your spouse, and you really forget about y'all attacking the problem. But along with that, while I feel like it's fair for everybody to have their different deal breakers and what they want in a spouse, something like that should be addressed pretty early on. Probably before you have a child. I know that ain't always the case. We know how that go. Life be life, and people be making babies and then don't end up being with the folks. But if you are wanting to be with somebody seriously and long term, that's something. If you have insecurities in that area, that's something should be talked about pretty early on, because like you said, she's a celebrity. And from what I remember anyway, Keke, especially since she's become like a full-grown adult, she has always been, a big personality, a big character. And this appears, now I know this is just one isolated event, but it appears that he seems to be the personality that wants to water her down. And a relationship doesn't really have a chance of healthy longevity if you want me to not be the personality that I am. If I am comfortable and I celebrate my body, and because you could dress sexy and still be extremely respectful, to your mate. That doesn't automatically, make her disrespectful to her baby daddy, or if he was her husband or her boyfriend or whatever the case. But you knew who I was. I ain't just come out the house like this. Like, she's done several interviews where she has talked about like her enjoyment, how she's really enjoying her new body since she's had a mom. So it's not like this is a situation where, she's being like Instagram model trying to, get a bunch of attention in the wrong way. Like, this is her celebrating herself. It's not out of her norm. So, sir, where have you been? If you've been a part of this relationship with this person, this isn't new to you. So why would you negatively criticize me, about how I'm dressing, just because I'm out in the public and somebody recorded me on video having a good time with Usher? So I agree with y'all. I think that it was less about the outfit and more about it being Usher and the baby daddy's insecurity and what he probably internalized that the situation made him look like.
Especially to his family. I wonder, one of my wonderings is, how was his family accepting the fact that he was with a celebrity already? What do they think of him that they've placed on him? Maybe it's worthiness, and I know this is sad, but maybe it's him not being worthy to be with a celebrity. I don't know this man from Adam. I'm just bringing up thoughts. Also, another factor could have been, was she drinking? And I know, we do not like to use drinking as a reason, but I'm sorry, we don't use it as an excuse, but at times it is the reason, because sometimes your drinking self can be a little bit more excited than your sober self. And she could have been sober when she had a dress on and not being super sexy while she was at the house with him. And then when she got out with Usher, it was like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, 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 yes. Because even in a previous relationship that I was in, we had the same problem. And interestingly enough, it was with Usher. I had only met Usher one time in my whole grown life, but it caused a problem. And it might be because my son was telling people that his daddy was Usher. I mean, I'm just saying. I never told him that. He saw him on the CD cover and was like, that's my, I mean, it is a thing. But he forgot also that she is Aquila and the Bee and has a key hive.
Okay. They was ready for homeboy.
I'm talking about, girl.
They came out the woodwork.
Yes. I'm talking about, I even came out like, who the, and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
But I did have an opinion, and T, I'm happy you brought it up.
I think, to your point of, like you said, her fans or just everybody, it kind of blew up, in a matter of a day. I think for a lot of females, it's a trigger. Mm-hmm. most of us, if not all of us, have had at least one experience where we've dealt with somebody in our life where they've made us feel like we needed to water down who we were, or, you know, just not be our full authentic selves because we didn't want to shine our light too bright, you know, because it makes them feel like their light has to be dimmed if we're our full self, you know. So I think it goes even beyond just the sexy dressing, because just from the video that we saw, like she wasn't like bumping and grinding on him, or, you know, he didn't give her no lap dance, he didn't have her bent over, you know, anything to me anyway that looked to be like obviously disrespectful to a mate.
And I was looking at his hands too. I was watching those hands, but they didn't get any high, lower or grabbier.
Right. He was performing. He was being an entertainer. And in fairness, she is also an entertainer. They were entertaining the audience. And Usher is also a married man. You know, aside from his brand as, you know, the Usher Raymond, you know, he is a sex symbol. He is, you know, one of the kings of R&B, but he's also married.
Did I know that?
Still? Okay.
Yeah. He on his, what is it? Is it the second wife or the third? The third wife.
Gotta be third, because I know about it too.
Yeah, she's a light-skinned lady. They had, I think the last daughter is with her. It might be the last.
Right.
Well, y'all know, like I said, Usher has been my boo since way back when. Yeah. Even with the scandals now, you know, the love that I have for him changed after, you know, the court cases and the issue with the, you know, the condition that he walks around with. But, you know, he's still Usher. He is a legend. R&B.
Yeah, he is. And I think you brought up a good point, T. There are, and I'm not just going to say it's just always the men, but there are men out there that, you know, like you said, when we as women, or if we're there, if your significant other is doing something that may be better than you, and we are truly letting our light shine, some of them have problems with that. I have experienced that firsthand, not with my husband, but with someone else I dated. And they had it was something, I was like, what? And it was to them something huge. And it was like, are you really upset about this? Because if we're looking at each other as if we are a unit or together, you should be happy that I am truly stepping in my calling or walking in what God has called me to do. But the fact that you are envious or jealous or salty about it is a red flag. And I've also seen other couples, married couples, get a divorce behind them trying to excel in their lives. And it's just crazy. And I'm sure there are women the same way. So let me just put that out there. Don't come for me. Do not. But yeah, it again, these are things, you know, if you're dating, if you're married, these are conversations you need to have to ensure that everybody's on the same page. Because if I do something and get a promotion and I'm making more than my husband, like, we in this together, we are one. So it's not that you're getting a promotion or you're making more money. We are making more money. That is bringing more into our household. And so, yeah, it just, for me, it leaves a lot of questions. Like,
T, you brought up something earlier talking about keeping people out of your business. I agree with that to an extent. I think that there's a difference with putting people in your business and seeking wise counsel.
Absolutely.
Because I talk about that all the time on my regular podcast, on my lives and everything. I feel like people who are in your business are being messy and they're not out for your good. But the people who you seek wise counsel from, sometimes, because I feel like, honestly, I open up to y'all more than I open up to anybody, because I know y'all are team us. Y'all are team me and Carlos. So if something is going on, and we're going to talk about it when we get off this call. If there is something going on with me and my husband, y'all aren't of the vein of, you need to leave him. You need to let him go. You need to stop listening to what he got to say. Y'all are like, okay, Tracy, let's look at your side. And let's think about, even though y'all don't know his side, let's think about what his side could be in this situation. And how can y'all come back together to determine how we're going to move forward together. So I don't know what Keke feels about this guy. His name starts with a D. I don't know the boy's name. Damien? Was it Damien?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know what Keke's ideals are about this man or how much she loves him or what they've been through, but they're going to have to get to the root of this problem, because there is an underlying root that's going to keep them away from each other or bring them closer. And they need to find wise counsel, not folks that's in your business like we are here on social media. Find people who are team y'all, if that's what y'all want, and then make some determinations from that point.
So what the number one problem is? Put the phone down. Don't not text. TikTok, nothing. I am right here.
I can make you put your phone down.
Yes.
I'm sure
I can make you put your phone down.
You think she came home that night? Or do you think she was out with the girls all night? I mean, either way, when I get home, we can talk about, baby, I did not like that. Let's not let that happen again, because what it is it's been done. We are to the point where, okay, babe, what's done is done. What's done is done. How we're going to move forward? Right, because we are 4 years in. Well, we'll be 4 years in a couple of weeks. 4 years in, and we want to make sure that if there's a problem in our relationship early on, we don't revisit this problem in year 25. Mm-hmm. We address this problem at year 3. We address this problem at year 5. And then we get to year 25, it's smooth sailing, like the cute people on TikTok that I be following. I be like, go ahead, old lady.
Okay.
Peace on. Yeah. Old man sandwich.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We got to tackle this problem because there's more problems to come, people.
Tell us something better. Tell us something better.
Better teach.
Yeah, that's true.
And have you guys ever thought about, with him being I don't want to say he's an average Joe, but like a person like us, an everyday person like ourselves, his mother's church, baby, your baby mother is walking around with her.
Yeah, it's pressure. It's pressure.
And so it's pressure. And then I remember there was a moment where she was having an interview on some talk show, and she was talking about him. And she was so into him because he wasn't like the average person. He was really quiet and shy and all this other stuff. He was really nice and all these other things. Pressure on those type of people make them do silly stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm just now getting boys. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I understand. So there's other people talking to him, because that just sounds like a random.
Yeah.
Oh, people gonna talk in my ear about this.
Yeah, man, you let your girl go out there like that. You ain't gonna say nothing.
I didn't see the Boondocks one. Y'all didn't see the Boondocks one?
No, but I will be looking for it. I think that that you bring up a very good point, Denise. The pressure from the average Joes, it's a lot. You know, it's the average Joes that are your friends, the average Joes that are not necessarily thinking that you are even worthy. Mm-hmm. But that's why I love the fact that our men now have a text group, because y'all know we've been on this text group for about 20. I don't think there were text groups when we became friends. They were just like, I text you, you text me, page me, I page you back.
Like, what? You FaceTime your friends?
Well, when we first became friends, we didn't even, I know I didn't have a cell phone right away. So it was call me on the dorm phone to see what time you going to, are y'all going to the cab?
I had a cell phone. Y'all know I was bougie. I was a little bit on the bougie.
Get a cell phone.
Because I had GI Bill. So I was getting a check every month, you know? So my dad was a Marine, 100% disabled. So that it afforded me a couple things that everybody else didn't have. Like when my first car broke down, I was like, I want to buy another one. When my beeper went dead, I was like, I'm getting a cell phone. You know, so it afforded me a couple things, but I ain't had nobody to text because ain't none of y'all have a cell phone.
I don't think I got a cell phone till maybe junior year, maybe the end of sophomore year, but I think it was junior year. Like I know I didn't have a cell phone. Definitely didn't for freshman year.
I think I got a sophomore.
Tracy, you had a beeper?
Mm-hmm. I had a beeper. I did. I had a beeper because I remember working a 12-hour shift. I remember having a beeper.
I had a beeper in high school.
I had a beeper in high school too. I had a beeper in high school, but yeah.
Again, but before we wrap up the conversation, I want to kind of bring it home, kind of make that real life connection. Adrian said something, and I think Tracy, you did. Well, all of y'all, I believe, said something about communicating. But more specifically, Adrian said how when stuff like this happens on social media, it gives us the opportunity, because sometimes you may want to have a conversation with your partner or significant other, spouse, whatever the case, and you may not have the courage or have the, everybody doesn't have the gift of gab. It just may not be comfortable with bringing up certain topics. But when stuff like this happens on social media, it kind of gives you get a, it's like a conversation piece, a conversation starter. So I want to ask y'all, did y'all take the opportunity to ask the guys what they thought about the situation and how they would have responded, or what was their feedback?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll go first. For me, Kenny and I had already had the conversation, and not because of this, but because just coming, like, let me just be transparent, going to homecoming. So we've had the conversation.
Hey, that's an important conversation.
If you graduated from HBC, you already know. But my husband looks at it like this: I got you. He is secure in himself and our relationship. And he's always like, go out, do you have fun? He likes for me to dress sexy. He is one, and he views it as if I'm gonna sit back. I see some of these people out here looking, but I know you coming home to me. But we've had that conversation, and he'll tell me, "Nah, I don't want you to wear that." But 9 times out of 10, he's not. He's like, "Put them on, put that on, put them heels on," because when we come back home,
heels or shorts,
all of the above. So we've had that conversation. There have been times where I said, "Oh, you got on a cologne, okay," or you wearing that? Okay, you out here looking dapper. All right, so I gotta keep my eye on you. But again, we know we're going on 16 years. Praise God. So I know who he's coming home to. He knows who I'm coming home to. So we are secure in that. And I think that you got to know where you are in your relationship.
Right.
So for me, we've already talked about it. Keke didn't, trigger anything, because we're like, are you serious? And no, let me be clear. We did talk about it. And then so I actually brought up the fact that her boyfriend had posted images of her kind of shaking her butt on social media. He posted that. Then he posted some images of himself and just his boxers. So it's like, are you really upset? Because you've done some things. So even yourself, you put your own significant other out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the fact that it's Usher? Or is it the fact that somebody's in your ear? Like Denise said, it's a lot to be questioning here. And it opens the door for you to kind of have some conversation with your significant other and kind of check yourself and kind of reevaluate yourself and where you are as far as your relationship goes. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll go next. Oh, you gonna go next?
I was asking which one of y'all were gonna go next.
So for me, I have not had the conversation with my husband because it's not a really relevant conversation to our relationship. So we may talk about it in passing, we may laugh about it or whatever, but we had earlier in our relationship, we had a problem with text messaging, things that are important. We decided that we're going to have a conversation if something comes up. So that kind of goes back to the problem that I have with Darius messaging that to the world. Me and my husband had a conversation very early on. If there's something that you need to say to me, don't say it via text. Don't say it via social media. Don't say it via your friends. Don't have a conversation with your friends and then they bring it up to me. And then now we have to have a conversation about something that you talk to your friends about. Yeah. Have a group like mine, because I know if I say something to one of these 3 or the 6 that's on the other call, it ain't coming up. Now They might get a little tipsy at some point, and
I forgot it before we got off the screen.
But I wonder, we probably will have the conversation earlier, but I am one who, when we are going to homecoming, I'm trying on every single outfit. I'm putting it on, letting them see it. When I came in there with my little one piece with my sheer over it, he knew I was wearing it. He saw it. It was leopard. It was hot. It was me. You know, it's who I am. So I am having that conversation with him before I go out. So I also, now I'm gonna do this because I'm not an entertainer. I'm not finna be on no man while I'm at the club with my man. Sure. Or without my man. If you see a video of me, you know I'm being respectful to my husband. Husband being the key word. When I had a boyfriend, it was just a boyfriend. That it is what it is, until we decided that we wanted to move to the next level. And once we made that determination as to whether or not it was just me and him, then I started changing my views towards being a wife. But that's when I started with seeking wise counsel. Okay, like I ain't hot to try it, but I tried a little bit and it do begin hot. You know what I'm saying? So I had to start talking to women who are wives and finding out what I should do, listening to wife conversations, because what I had been taught when I was younger came from divorcees. So it's kind of like I had to start talking to my Adrians and my Denises and, you know, my friends who were married. But I wonder, in the back of my mind, is this clickbait for him? Is there another step that he wants to take and he needed some attention? Because people do that too.
Good point. Very good point. Denise?
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to take it way back. Way back. I am on me and my husband already had this kind of issue, just like Tracy, but we did something that, because we had an issue like after college before we got married and before we moved in together. And it was like, all right, after we graduate, you pick a place and whatever gets the jobs first gets to move there. So we moved to Maryland because I got the job first, but we moved there and we moved there together because it separated us from others so they could see if this thing was really what we wanted to do. We wouldn't be around our moms, we wouldn't be our parents, we wouldn't be our friends. It was like, all right, we're here in this new island. Let's see if we can not kill each other. And so that's what we did. Actually, Maryland is not as cold as where I am right now. They have real summers. And so, yeah. But as we got to grow and know each other, there's still stuff like that was missing. Like he would pop off and be like, because I'm a tomboy. So, and I had a house full of girls. So when whatever, and then all of a sudden I want to be in dressy clothes. He was like, oh, yeah, I need the skirt. Maybe you shouldn't be so short because you like to have your legs a certain kind of way. Maybe you should not do that. And I'm like, what? Well, my legs going to close. And then he was like, you know, when you like bend over, you be in class like that? Like, don't you want to hold this in? Okay, but they're 5 and I always have like a sporty thingy across it. So it was always like a conversation, but we had it together in our island. That was before cell phones was hot. That was probably before I even had a doggone iPhone. I think that was before iPhones existed. I'm probably lying. But anyway, but the whole outfit with my friends being a little bit more revealing when I'm with my girls, and then I'm more conservative. I didn't realize I was even doing that until he told me about it. And so once it happened, it was like, what? I do that? But when I'm with my girls, I'm not in the same spot because, you know, as educators, we are the community, and my area is a little bit small. And everywhere I go, like today we went to the grocery store, he's like, "This is the first time we ever went somewhere, and for in there for a whole time, and nobody even said, hey, so, you know." And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Everywhere I go, somebody know me. Went to the salsa in the park. So all kinds of mamas and papas and kids. Anyway, but when I went, my friends, I'm in a whole different state. Whole different state. Do what I want to do, you know. And so yeah. We have had this issue. The only way we got through it is discussing it and talking it out. I did not realize this, and so now that I'm more conservative with him, when we are going out, and I know I'm out, I'll be out. I'll be outside.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little outside. T, where you at with it?
Before I get into my specific answer, I want to suggest that we parking lot this topic to dive a little deeper into at a later time, maybe a separate episode, because Denise made me think of nothing that's relevant to Keke and Homeboy. But we could get into when there are some situations within relationships and spouses, and the spouse may feel like, oh, you dressing that way when you with your girls, but you ain't dressing that way when you with me. There could be some underlying reasons for that. And I think that that's a very good topic that deserves a platform that a lot of women could relate to. So I definitely want to suggest that, at a later time, we come back to that. But for me personally, kind of like you, Tracy, it's not relevant to our situation. It's one of those things that we addressed early on in our relationship, but I still did ask Rob. Just because, as y'all know, like I like how the mind works, and I like to know what people think and how they think and perspectives. So I did ask him, but one of the reasons why I fell in love with Rob is because, and I said it in my vows, he is the only person that I've ever been with where I haven't felt like I couldn't fully be my big, colorful self. I mean, y'all know, like, we've grown up together. When we were in school, even after school, after I became a mom, like, when we were going to the club, I wanted to look like I was going to the club. It was very opposite of Toya, who going to church on Sunday mornings, It was very opposite of schoolgirl Toya. I wanted to, I ain't have the butt in school. I ain't have the boobs. So I had the shorts up my tail, or I had on the one-piece cat suit. I had a little bitty boobs so I can wear deep cut stuff. I enjoyed that. Did not at all affect like how I carried myself. But if you didn't know me, you could have looked at me and assumed what you wanted to, because I enjoyed dressing like I was going to the club. But one of the earlier things that we talked about in our relationship is like y'all have said, he's very confident about who he is as a man, what he brings to the table in our relationship, and he has been very consistent in celebrating me and recognizing the fact that I enjoy my sexiness. And so that's never been an issue for us because, like you said, when it's homecoming time rolling around, or if I'm stepping out with the girls or whatever, I'm showing him the outfits, telling him what I'm thinking about putting together. I don't do it all the time, but a lot of times. And he's always like, I don't care, do your thing, whatever makes you feel good. But again, that's camaraderie between us, that's bonding between us. So I like doing it. But I still wanted to know his take on the situation because it's a deeper understanding about the people that we are with. So I did ask him because, like we've said, we don't even think that it was really about the outfit that she had on. Right. So I wanted to know what he thought, and I showed him the video. And of course, he was like, well, to him, like, she didn't do anything inappropriate. Now, he did say, he was like, if she was getting a lap dance, or if Usher had him bent over, or, if he touched her behind, that would have been, that would have been a hell no, which is understandable and fair. And I think anybody would agree that those things are disrespectful when you represent, a part of a relationship. So like I said, I did want to know his take because it's a little bit deeper than what she had on. And I knew he wouldn't have had a problem with if I would have wore something like that. Like, I'm always, when we went to Essence Fest a few years back, and I was trying to get the outfit, what I wanted to wear to the concert. It was a one piece and it was a halter top, so I had my stomach out, my boobs were sitting up, and I showed it, excited to show it to him. And he was like, yes, sent him pictures when we was getting dressed, I'm posing. So like I said, I knew he wouldn't have a problem with the dressing part, but I did want to know just his detailed take on the situation itself. And he responded like I thought he would. And we even joked about it last 2 weekends ago, I think. He was a photographer for the Ashanti and Ja Rule concert. And he was joking, he was like, I'm gonna get to go to the concert before the show and take some pictures of Ashanti. Ashanti is fine. The girl is sexy. She still looks amazing. And I was like, yes, go get them pictures. Go make that money because sis is fine and I love it. We joke like that. And one of the pictures that he took of them actually performing, she was bent over. So like, now it's nothing that he would ever post, but she was showing her assets. And he was like, I got a picture. Ashanti bent over in front of me, in front of my wife. I was like, yes, like do your thing. I said, listen, if Beyonce, Ashanti, Jasmine Sullivan, whoever performing, and they call you up on the stage, you better not embarrass me. You better let them know that you the shit too. And I'm gonna be like, that's my baby. That's my baby. So that's how, we thankfully, we have, that same level of security about each other because, like Adrian said, like, not even about knowing who I'm coming home to, but I trust you. And I haven't had a situation where you've been, disrespectful to me to where it has created insecurities in that lane, because then of course that would be a different issue, and that's fair. But yeah, so that was his take on it.
My thought is what has she, and I'm not trying to, I'm just being devil's advocate at this point because I really feel like he was out of line. But going back to your point, T, has she done something to make him not trust her? You know what I mean? Not trust the fact that you can wear anything you want or be naked out in them streets. And you ain't out there looking for nothing. Now, I am not condoning people being naked out in them streets because we know that ain't what's up. But I'm just saying, like,
we old now.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, you can see the little dimples in my arms at this point. I'm just saying.
But I had on some hot pants at the concert. I was like in honor of Ashanti. And he was like, yes, baby, you look good.
You did good, girl. I saw the pictures. But I mean, what causes him to feel like he needs to post that, And I didn't see, side note, I didn't see Usher having a wife. So if you could find who it is,
okay, I'll find it.
Having a girlfriend, but I did not see him having a wife. Yeah, I want to know.
Don't start no more stuff out there, people.
I could very well be wrong, but I think I'll, in case I'm wrong, I'll find it. But you're right. I think though it seems an internal insecurity that he is, projecting.
Yes.
And the only reason why I say that is because, like Adrian said, once people, how they say Twitter do your thing. Once Twitter started doing this thing, people were pulling up the posts where, like she said, he was posting her, shaking her butt and in the sexy outfits, and
but it was fine when he was doing it. It goes back to that somebody
which lets me know that it's an internal insecurity. It's not about what she's done. It's about your own insecurities that you're projecting onto her.
Just imagine having somebody of that, I don't know, reputation, and then you are who you are. And then they have to travel all the time. They have to be with these other people. They have to kiss all these folks in these movies. They have to do all this other stuff. They have to be naked in the bed, blah, blah, blah. Whatever actors do. You got to be supposed to understand that that's just acting. Like Denzel Washington, his wife been there a long time, and there's been a lot of females in them movies, and he's Denzel Washington.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Somebody's gonna want.
Yeah.
Me being the me that I am, and I'm not gonna call them insecurities. I don't know what the word is. Maybe y'all can help me. I wouldn't marry nobody famous. I wouldn't.
I think I would.
Because I know what their lifestyle is like. First of all, I don't want no man that's gonna be out away from my house like all the time for extended periods of time. Anyway, I wouldn't marry somebody who has to travel. Now, let's just say if my husband now that we are married, if he got a job that costs him to travel, I don't have a problem with that because I know my husband. But I wouldn't willingly go into a relationship with someone who has to travel, who has to get in bed with people, who has to be naked so they can be filmed. I just don't, not to say that I'm insecure about it, I just don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's fair.
You have to fully understand what you're getting into, especially dating someone that is famous and you're not. Right. I think actors or celebrities dating other celebrities fully understand what they're dealing with. And it kind of reminds me of Princess Diana when she married. You know, she dealt with a lot. And I think we get excited. Oh, I'm dating Keke. She my baby mama. And it's like, you don't, until you get in it, you don't fully understand what all comes with that. It's a lot. It's a lot. Not even say, let's just say you're not a celebrity. I think of my brother. He's a DJ. So he goes different places. 9 times out of 10, he's going to DJ at a strip club. And some women may have a problem with that. Like, you going where? And they walking around doing what? You know, you have to have the mental space and truly understand it's not just, oh, I'm just dating this person. You're dating them and whatever comes along with them. Yeah, it's a lot.
They're strong enough to handle what it is, and that they love you enough to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
I know that. Or you got to be that person who's going to be like, yeah, I can't do this, so I'm going to let you go and find somebody who can.
Yep. That's me. Yeah. I dated a mayor, and them girls was too much for me. That was too much for me. I was like, I didn't know women. I mean, you know, outside of pastors, I didn't know the mayor got that much pull in a small town.
Baby,
wait. He wasn't even the mayor. He was running for mayor. And I was like, this
wow.
First of all, I can't be the mayor's wife. I am going to be running for mayor soon.
Yeah, even being a pastor or minister's wife, it's difficult. It's difficult. Not to say we've ran into those type of problems, but I know pastors.
That's something that we did.
It's a lot.
It's jokes out about the girl sitting on the front row.
People are tight.
No, I want to wear what I want to wear. I want to be who I want to be. I don't want to have to consider what other people think all the time. No.
Yeah. So you got to only imagine her publicist going to him like, you can't be doing this. You can't be on social media like that. Do you know who you date? Like, in my head, I just see her squad going in. Like, let me school you on what you cannot do. Number one,
and that we probably already told you couldn't do that. And do you remember this non-disclosure? Wait, what is it? Is that what it is? What's it called? Non-disclosure. You had to sign
jail. I would get sued. Yeah. I would be sued. Yeah. I would go to jail. Only above, because what you gonna do is tell me what I'm gonna do at my age, dude.
Yeah, but I think it's good that it comes up. It comes up now, so they can really have the conversation now. Because I was watching her on The View last week or the week before, and she just said, you know, she is in love with him. And I think this was before all this came out. So it does, you know, if they're going to move forward, and I hope and pray that they do, because they make a cute couple, and she seems very happy that they do have those difficult conversations. Seek counsel. We're not counselors. Seek professionals if you are in that same type of situation and you know you want to move forward, because it's not anything to take lightly if you're looking at marriage down the line. You don't want to get in a marriage and all of this stuff comes up. You rather it come up now before, so you can have those conversations and be on the same page, because a lot of people think marriage is easy and they don't realize it's work. It's work.
One thing I will say is people Keke's age, she's a millennial. She's a young millennial, right?
They're young, Tracy.
They're young millennials. So I will say that they are more used to this than our generation. Like, we are in the gray area of millennials or whatever, a Gen X and millennial a little bit. So we could kind of float either way depending, but it's these kids, she's not a kid. These people have grown up in this era, and they know, maybe, I don't know, because I wouldn't know how to handle it. My man did. I know how. I do know how to handle it. Maybe they already have a plan, or they already have something in place to assist them with moving forward from this. It is my hope, it is my prayer that they do, because you don't want to see, if it's really love, why does it feel this way? And okay, my bad. If it's truly love, then they need to bounce back from it.
Yeah.
However they do. They put out their little statement. The publicist tell him what to say. He get his life together and he get his behind off social media for a while. And then it's going to blow over, because guess what? Next week, the next thing going to happen.
Somebody else, right? Saweetie has already been on to Usher's show since then.
Oh.
And it was talking about how I think he put the mic to her for her to sing, and she was like, "Nah, you got it." Yeah. Like, that ain't my ministry. I think it's a place.
And I don't know the words.
Well, see, I do have a question, because I was just sitting up here scrolling. So as I'm looking to see what Keke's response was, and this is on USA Today, so let me quote my source. She came out with a t-shirt that says, "I am a mother," on Friday, I'm assuming last Friday. And she goes on to say, "One thing is certain and one thing is true. I am a mother through and through." And she said, she added, "To all my moms out there, how did your baby change you? Mine empowered me. On such another level, my perspective changed, because when my baby is good, I'm great. Look at that face, gratitude galore." So all our moms, wives, soon to be moms, how would you handle it? Just let us know your thoughts.
It is very interesting that she did not address that man.
Because the big thing was him targeting what she had on and her being a mom. And we already knew, like we said earlier, she had already done several interviews talking about how she was so excited about how motherhood had given her this new confidence and this new shape. She got breasts that she didn't have before. She got curves that she didn't have before. So I think that was a bigger part of the attack for her.
Yes. However, if I am going to address the fact, yes, I am a mother, blah, blah, and I'm glad my husband pointed that out. I'm going to reference him some way to say, I don't know what I would say, but I'm going to address him. No, I'm probably not. I'm not.
See, and I wouldn't, because that's what social media
if you don't want him to check you on social media, then you don't check him back on social media.
For that's why I took it back. I thought it through. Yeah. I changed my thought mid-sentence.
Yeah. And I think that, she understands the life and what she has to deal with. So she has to handle it a certain way. Yeah. And so not to, like Denise said, come out and say, she handled it the way. I am a mother.
Yeah, you gotta put a period.
Say, I'm a mother through and through. And I am embracing everything that comes with it. And that means embracing me being sexy, got the curves, get in where you fit in.
Mom, yeah. Criticized too. I just want to let y'all know that. Mm-hmm. Oh shoot, I forgot my dog. My bad. No.
It's okay, boo.
Well, this was a
so
good
one. We actually are we have to stop. We've gone over. This was a great conversation. Great conversation, great feedback. I want to do one more thing before we wrap up. A few talks ago, Tracy, we were talking about our teenagers, and I think we was talking about like our frame of mind and perspectives on our days and our weeks. And you had mentioned that instead of asking the kids how was their day, you'll ask them to tell me one good thing about your day, to engage in actual dialogue. And so I told you guys that I was going to try to think of some things that I could do to engage my 19-year-olds, because one is not here with us, and because she's working, she doesn't come as regular as she used to. And then the other 19-year-old will be closed up in his room. And so I thought about it, and y'all know I love games. That's something that some of us have in common. some more than others. So what I ended up doing, and it's been very successful, they were both actually very easily obliged. And so I really appreciate them. We've been doing it for I think it's been about a month now. So what I did was, because I told them I didn't want it to be like therapy, nothing super deep, but just a way for us to make sure we're talking to each other and engaging, since we don't see each other a lot. When she comes and Jaden is not at work, we do family stuff, we hang out, but in the interim, like, we won't talk to each other. So that's what I was trying to change. So what I've done is I took the questions for humans cards, and I'll randomly pull one and take a picture of it in our family group chat, and then we all have to give our answer, and it's been just fun. And so I thought it would be something really cool that we can do at the end of our conversation, so that we can end on a light note, especially on the days when we have, topics like last week. We was a little morbid. But it was a good conversation.
It was a great conversation, but it was like death on a podcast. Literally.
So I would like to do that. I want to just pull one random card, and we each have give just like our quick answer as a way to just, like I said, in the podcast episode on a light note. So what y'all think about that?
I love it.
Let go.
All right, so these are the cards. So I'm a randomly pull.
Yeah, I saw you shuffling those earlier, and I was like, "What's she doing?" Oh God.
Now, these are questions for humans couples, but the questions there are only a few questions that like only couples can answer. Very few. There actually some good. Some are good, some are great, some are like, but still fun or funny.
And if you pull out a couple card, then what everybody can do that's watching, they can ask that card to their spouse or to their
or even take it a step further, put their response in the comments.
Because we need some engagement. Please engage with us. We want to know y'all listening. We want to know y'all talking to us, talk back to us. All right, so this is our question. It says, what's something you used to love doing but don't make time for anymore?
Is that as a couple or a person?
No, this is you.
Oh, reading.
I have one that's
you.
I like to read, and it's so hard to read now that I'm adult. I have so much stuff to do, and I have cheating. Now I have to not have a physical book. I have to have like Audible or something lame like that. And somebody has to read to me when I'm doing chores or something lame like that. I love it. There's some pages. I want to smell the pages. I am that kind of person.
I'm with you, Denise. I agree. Reading is something that I didn't do a whole lot of, but when I found a good book, I just wanted to sit and read. And I'm actually about to finish up the book I've been reading. So yeah, I would say reading, because it seems like I only ever a book I want to read. I only ever get an opportunity to read it in the summer. And I said that the book I enjoy that I picked because I have a book club with my adult English learners, and so we read books throughout the year. But sometimes I want to just pick my own, get into some juicy, stuff within the book. So yeah,
you'll have to link your ESL page so that people, if they want to, they can sign up.
Yes.
I am a child. You guys know we established last week that I'm a middle school boy. I miss playing. Like, I miss going to the park and climbing up the thing and sliding and running around and playing kickball, putting kickball games together, playing hide and go seek, like playing. I miss just straight up play. Not like it has to be something that we schedule or something. Like, it's cool sitting on the patio having a glass of wine, but if we can get out in the yard and play badminton,
yes,
I'm all down. So
can you do that?
I can, and I do, but I don't make time for it like I used to. Before I was married, I did it even more. Like, I would just call my cousins and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town this weekend. Do y'all want to go play kickball?" Or putting together a softball game. "Hey, y'all, I'm gonna be in town today. Let's go play softball." Just doing those kind of things. That is what I enjoy most. And I think that that's one reason that I enjoy that part of school, that part of school. When I can get to know my kids during field day, when I get to know my kids during PBIS celebrations, or if their class is having a party, like I love going in because I want to get to know them through that play.
Yeah.
And that's why I put my kid in play therapy at some point, because he likes to play too. So I put him in play therapy so that he would just talk and just have a good time while he was doing that, and it wasn't too invasive on his emotional side.
You know, to send me.
I've never heard of play therapy.
Oh,
Please send it. I need some information.
Okay. Oh, and side note, you can do that through colleges and get it for like $25 a session rather than going through your insurance, because these college students are under, it's kind of like a residency. So they're under the therapist. So you get the play therapy for your younger kids. I mean, he's only 15.
And they get the hours that they need.
They get the hours, and they're still under someone who is actually
supervision. That's awesome. That's good.
I like that. My thing would be doing hair. I really miss doing hair. Of course, once I got into, my career, I had less and less time for doing it on the side. And then I kind of fell out of love with it at one point, because of course, when you're not in a salon, some people like to play with your time. You don't want to pay a little bit that you charge. So I fell out of love with it, but more and more, like I have these moments where I really, really miss it. Especially like when I see like a lot of young girls starting out like I did in high school, doing their friends' hair and stuff. And now they're doing stuff with, like, they making wigs and stuff. And I'll be like, I probably could make some wigs, but of course, being out of practice and not keeping up, with the different techniques and stuff. But I really miss doing hair.
Might I add, ladies and gentlemen, that she is one of the bomb hairdressers in a dorm, because she hooked up my double band flag team. I just want to let y'all know that it was a classic. We was ponytail red.
Yes. So thank y'all for obliging the question.
Yes, I like that. Look, I got that. I'm gonna put that in my Amazon cart right now. I just asked my husband, did we have that game? He was like, I gotta see. I don't know if we have the couple.
Who was it that won? A couple people won it when we did the virtual game night. I sent it to you.
I didn't win that one. I won. I think you brought it to me because I won a game, and then I had the same game twice. Because
I thought you won.
I was just about to say I was supposed to win it. Let me see.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
You sent it? Okay, so I'm gonna look.
I think it was your shades.
I got the shades. I don't remember the game.
Who? Because I bought.
I'm gonna look. I asked Kenny. So the games are in the closet. So I'm gonna look.
Okay.
Yeah, because I love that idea. I love the idea to connect with the kids, because you don't see each other, like you used to. So I love that. So I want to implement that. So yeah.
Oh.
Well, Denise, take us out until next time. Oh, what's that?
I'm gonna say I bought a game for me and the kids, and we played for hours the other day. It's just regular spoons.
I'm getting that
a box now.
Third graders.
Hours, huh?
How about say, do the spoons come in there? They do.
Oh, they do, and different colors. So cute.
Yes, gotta get that.
Yes,
gotta get that.
And with all that said, ladies, thank you, queens and kings, for listening to another great episode. And please remember to like and subscribe. Also, please share our podcast with your Wife Life Tribe.
Peace out, y'all.